Sarah, management consultant and certified coach. Thank you. I am just a learner. Thank you. We all are. So good evening once again and warm welcome to the session on use of power of subconscious mind using NLP to remove negativity, increase positivity and win in life. So I should thank each and every one of you for joining in, especially on a Saturday evening at 8:30. You could be doing anything and everything, but you chose to attend this program. So thank you very much. And I will give my best to ensure that you have a really good session today. Just to add that uh, at the end of the session, we are going to have a group demo to experience the power of NLP. And this group demo, you need to keep your videos on. So I will request you that when we come to practicing this group technique, it is very important that you keep your videos on, because unless I see you, I will not be able to uh, uh, take you into deeper state and help you experience the power of NLP in combination of hypnosis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share about the company, Apollo Leadership, and myself in short before I start the session. So Apollo Leadership Training and Consulting, we provide customized training or learning interventions programs we have delivered for the corporates. Some of the programs are leadership development program, managerial excellence program, achievement orientation, team building, teamwork, manager as a coach, personal effectiveness, time management, communication, presentation skills, listening skills, and assertiveness, and so on. One-to-one counseling and coaching sessions we provide, NLP certification courses, and train the trainer programs. During COVID times, we have delivered more than 100 sessions online. Some of the topics on which we delivered programs under NLP was success through positive mental attitude, law of attraction, law of affirmation, how to practice mindfulness, and power of subconscious mind and power of meditation using NLP. Then under self-development, we did programs like turn your dreams into reality, self-confidence, power of habits, mindful mindset thinking of successful people. Under leadership, we did 4 programs: personality types, communication and leadership, leadership maps, conflict management and leadership, the right leadership, and some unique programs like love languages, law of karma, and emotional wellness. We provide entire learning consultancy where we help organization uh, identify training needs. Based on that, we design and deliver training programs and then we can measure the effectiveness of these training programs. So when I said that keep your videos on, that means if you are comfortable, you can keep your videos on. If you are able to keep your videos on, then we will be able to do the group demo. At least 5 or 6 participants if they keep their videos on. Okay. Okay. So pre-assessment, post-assessments, along with these training programs, we also help identify internal trainers and help them deliver training programs internally. So we help them build kind of internal capabilities to deliver the training programs, especially the technical ones. So this is about me. I've got more than 30 years of corporate experience. I'm a certified coach, certified hypnosis and NLP practitioner. My core forte is delivering training programs on personal effectiveness and leadership skills, and of course, NLP certification programs. Some of the companies I've worked with are on your screen. My username is Sanjay B. Goyal. I am more active on Quora, where I answer questions put up by readers on leadership, subconscious mind, NLP, and so on. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn and follow me uh, so that you get regular updates. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also right now live on YouTube. So this will help you watch recordings of the session. Even this session you can watch, and you can use the content uh, wherever you think is appropriate. We also have Facebook group, WhatsApp group, LinkedIn group, and Telegram group. So you can join this group. We also have a meditation group where we plan to do weekly meditation sessions. And YouTube, I have already told you about. In counseling, what I have done, I will share in the end when I talk about NLP programs. So coaching and counseling, this is what I have done. In short, you can say that in counseling, I help people remove past painful memories, help them deal with their fears, sleep disorders, overthinking, negativity, health and relationship issues. Under coaching, I have helped people find purpose of their lives, solutions and opportunities, help them achieve their dreams and goals. So here we are, use powers of subconscious mind using NLP. So I want this session to be interactive. So I'm not going to mute everyone. You are free to unmute anytime you want. However, I will request you to mute yourself once you are shared, or if you are not comfortable unmuting, then you can use the chat box. Okay. Also, we are now connected on Zoom, which is connected through internet. So there is a possibility that I may get disconnected, but I have a standby internet as well. So give me maximum 5 minutes, I will join back. If there is any audio issue in between, you are not able to hear me clearly, you can tell me and I will repeat it for you. Okay. So let us start with the exciting program, subconscious mind using NLP. So before I start the session, I would like to know from you what you know about subconscious mind and especially subconscious mind. So you can use the chat box or you can unmute as well. What do you understand by unconscious mind or subconscious mind? I'm sure you must have heard, read about it. So you are free to unmute or use the chat box. I have kept it open. I would like to know a little bit from you. Subconscious mind is something which is inside us, but we are not able to express, reveal, understand what it is. So thank you very much, Supriya, for that. Kirti says our subconscious mind works when we are sleeping and 24 by 7. So you're right there. Thank you very much. Yeah, your Supriya wants to, Rupa wants to say something. Our subconscious mind works 24 by 7. Yeah, right. Anything else? What else do you know about the subconscious mind? So Supriya and Kirti, you're right there. You're free to unmute also and share, or you can use the chat box. Deep-seated thoughts and beliefs that affect our behavior lies in our subconscious mind. Thank you very much, Dr. Neha. You're right there. So let's see what I have. So if our mind could be represented by a circle, this is how our mind would look. Our mind can be divided into two parts. One is conscious mind and the second one is unconscious mind. So stress relief के लिए कौन सी basic? So I will tell you about stress during this session. So unconscious mind and conscious mind. Now unconscious mind and subconscious mind both are same. So we use it interchangeably. However, most of the time as a practitioner, we use the term unconscious mind. Now, when you see this representation of our mind, you would see that one is smaller and the other one is larger. So it is by purpose because our conscious mind is comparatively small. It is 10% of our mind, whereas unconscious mind is comparatively very, very large. It is 90% of our mind. Now, what does unconscious mind do? It acts like a storage device. So it stores the information which has been processed by our conscious mind, processed and filtered by our unconscious mind. For example, we all have smartphones. Smartphones have a storage memory and a processing memory, right? Now, the purpose of storage memory is to store the information so that you can retrieve it later. So all the messages, photographs, audios, which you receive, they are stored in your storage so that you can retrieve it later whenever you want to see them. So similarly, this is how our mind works. Now, what does our conscious mind do? Our conscious mind does the thinking part, reasoning logically, and taking decisions. So right now you're listening to me, you're receiving information through your ears, you're listening to me, you're processing the information, you're thinking about the information I am giving it to you. So this is what is done by our conscious mind. Now, what does our unconscious mind do? Our unconscious mind is creative part, imaginative part, it is emotional, and it is intuitive. So apart from storing huge amount of information, our unconscious mind is creative, imaginative, emotional, and intuitive. So how do we know that our unconscious mind is creative and imaginative? So what you can do is you can close your eyes for a couple of seconds. So please close your eyes for a couple of seconds and you can think about an elephant. You can think about a monkey sitting on an elephant and enjoying an apple. You can start seeing the color of the elephant as pink. So see the elephant turning into pink color. Now you can open your eyes and tell me what did you see. You can use the chat box or you can unmute and tell me. So when I told you about closing your eyes, thinking about an elephant, a monkey sitting on an elephant eating an apple happily, and the color of elephant to be pink, what did you see? So Dr. Neha says pink elephant. Thank you very much. Was not able to imagine elephant in pink, okay, but you were able to imagine an elephant, a monkey sitting on an elephant and enjoying a apple. Now, interestingly, okay, yellow monkey sitting on a pink elephant having orange apple, okay, in a colorful jungle. Monkeys dancing and having apple. So great. So when you very unlikely that we would have seen a monkey sitting on an elephant and eating an apple in our real life or even on TV or some or movies. However, we were able to create or imagine whatever I just said because our mind is creative and imaginative. Our unconscious mind stores emotions. So all the emotions which we feel. So Kirti says elephant was gray and it turned pink. Okay. And it was standing in a huge ground and a heavy wind was blowing. Okay, great. So all this is creation of our unconscious mind. So this shows our unconscious mind is creative and imaginative. All intuitions which we get, though that gut feeling, comes from our unconscious mind. Now our unconscious mind is emotional. How do we know that our unconscious mind is emotional? Very interesting example is about movies. So many times when we watch movies which are emotional, makes us emotional. Many of us become sad. Some of us feel like crying, and many of us actually start crying. Now, whatever is happening in the movie, we know it is not for real, or it had happened many times. It is on a real life situation. So it has happened in the past, not happening in present. However, we feel sad, we feel like crying, and we almost cry because our unconscious mind stores emotions. When these emotions are triggered, our unconscious mind, because it is very large, takes over the conscious mind, which is also logic. Okay, so we become emotional, we forget everything, all the logic, and we feel like crying, and even we start crying. That is why it is said that we should never take a decision when we are in an extreme emotional state. So whether we are happy, when we are too happy, or when we are too sad or too angry, we should not take any decision. So first, we should allow our emotions to settle down so that we can think logically, and then we should take decisions. Okay. Now, what are the other things about interesting things about unconscious mind that we can know? Before that, we can always one thing we have to remember is skills. When we talk about skills, learning the skills, it is done consciously. However, applying those skills with a right attitude or a right frame of mind is our state of mind, right? For example, when we talk about sports, a batsman may have all the skills, but if he fears the fast bowler, will he be able to use his skills effectively, his batting skills effectively, if he fears a specific fast bowler or even a spinner for that matter. If he fears that, okay, this bowler is very smart, very fast, he can injure me, or he is very smart, he will get me out, right? Will the batsman be able to perform to his peak, to his best? What do you think? You can answer yes or no on the chat box, or you can unmute and tell me as well. What do you think? When I will repeat it, when the batsman is playing and he fears a bowler because of his speed or because of his ability to deceive the batsman, will he be able to use his skills to the fullest? What do you think? Yes or no? You can use the chat box also, or you can unmute and tell me. So Supriya says yes, okay. So Pooja says he may not perform well, and you are right there, because of the fear, he will not be able to execute, use his skills because of the state of mind. If his state of mind is not optimum for the performance, he will not be able to give his optimum performance. So it is not only about skills, having the right skills, it is also about having the right state of mind. When we talk about right state of mind, it comes from our unconscious mind. And when we talk about learning the skills, it comes from our conscious mind, right? So in this case, what will happen is, because of the fear, as soon as the bowler will go and start running towards the batsman, because of the fear that he will get injured or the bowler will be too fast, right? He will not be able to play the bowler effectively, and very likely that he will get out uh, very quickly, very soon. However, if he has the right state of mind, that fear is not there. He is confident that he will be able to play the bowler very well. More likely that he will be able to play. And more importantly, he will be able to use all his skills. So that is important. He will be able to use his skills to the optimum. Okay. So this we have to remember. Now, what else? So state of mind comes from unconscious mind, and learning those skills come from our conscious mind. Our unconscious mind, like you rightly said, works 24/7. It does multitasking. So multitasking. So right now I'm breathing. Uh, our digestive system is on. Uh, Blood circulation is on. All my other organs are doing the work. So all these auto movements and automatic uh, movements, which involuntary movements on which we have no control, are actually controlled by our unconscious mind. Automatic responses. I feel I pick this up, not realizing this is hot. But even before I realize it is hot, I will immediately drop it. I will come to know after few seconds that this was hot. But the first thing is that I will drop it immediately. Okay, no problems. So the automatic responses, automatic movements are controlled by our unconscious mind. All habits which we have are controlled by are stored in our unconscious mind. Even our thinking patterns, we all have a unique thinking pattern. We all, when we discuss about people, when they are not there, which we should not do, actually, we always say that, okay, this person always thinks like that, or thinks like this. So this thinking pattern is also controlled by our unconscious mind, or stored in our unconscious mind. In fact, 96% of whatever we do is controlled by our unconscious mind. It is, isn't it huge? 96% of whatever we do every day, or 96% of whatever we do in our lives, is actually controlled by our unconscious mind. So our unconscious mind controls so much that unless we have a right state of mind, or unless our unconscious mind supports in whatever I want to achieve in my life, very difficult that I will be able to do so. Very, very difficult. Unless I have the support of my unconscious mind. Now, how does our mind work? So we receive information from our senses. So when by we, I mean conscious mind receives the information, it will process the information logically, filter it, analyze it, take a decision about it, and then store it in our unconscious mind. And whenever I come across the similar information again, I will, first thing is what I will, my conscious mind is going to do is, it will automatically go in my unconscious mind and look for similar information and pick it up for further reference. Okay. For example, what do you see in this picture? You can use the chat box and you can unmute and tell me. So we see a triangle, says Dr. Neha. Thank you very much. Gunjan says triangle. Supriya says white triangle. Yeah, thank you. So we see a triangle. Okay. Now the question is, we also see, from apart from triangle, what do we see? We see the slices of what? What does it look like? Yeah, tomatoes. Thank you very much. Now, as to how do we know that these are tomatoes, slices of tomatoes? How do you know that these are slices of tomato?
We have seen these things a number of times in our life.
So we have seen it in the past. So we already know. That means we have seen it in the past when we saw it for the first time, right? We must have asked somebody what it is. So probably at home, while our mother, she is preparing the food and she's chopping the tomatoes, and we ask her what this is. Then she says it is tomato. Or probably our parents have taught us that, okay, this is tomato, this is potato, and so on. So this information that this is tomato has been stored in my unconscious mind. Whenever I see a tomato, automatically my conscious mind will go inside my unconscious, check for the information, it will find it is a tomato, and that is what it will tell me. I have no control over this process. I can not see a tomato and tell it is a potato, or imagine a potato. When I imagine a potato, then potato will come in front of me, not tomato, right? So this is how our conscious mind and unconscious mind work together. Conscious mind has stored the information. First time we came to know this is tomato. The image is stored and the name is also stored. We remember. We also remember the taste when we eat it, how it tastes, how it feels. Everything we have stored in our unconscious mind. Whenever we come across tomato, all that information will come back to us. And this is automatic. We have no control. We are also seeing a triangle. Have I really drawn a triangle there is my question to you. Did I draw a triangle there? You can say yes or no on the chat box as well. So Pooja says no. Thank you very much. Dr. Neha says no. Yeah. So I have not really drawn a triangle, but still we are able to see a triangle, because while our unconscious, our conscious mind goes into unconscious to retrieve information, uh, because we have seen a triangle in the past, we also start seeing a triangle here, which is actually not there. So there are many such examples. So like here you can see a square. If you look at this image for some seconds, what do you see? An animal, yeah, right there. So animal, what is that animal? Dog is eating something, yeah. So we see a dog, right? Now, interesting is we see a dog uh, completely when we see it. So it is not that we start seeing it slowly. So it's not that we first see the legs, then the body, then the face. So the entire dog is immediately visible to us in few seconds. You can see a tiger here in the image. In fact, you can see many tigers in this image. So all this, the idea of sharing is this. We have to remember that our conscious mind processes the information, stores it in unconscious mind for future reference. So you don't have to work on it. Every time you cannot go and ask, what is this? What is this? So you cannot. So now you know that it is tomato. It is stored. So now whenever you see something which is a tomato, you will immediately know that this is tomato. So you will not keep on asking for the same information what it is again and again. So it kind of reduces the load on our consciousness. And this is automatic. Remember, this is automatic. On this, we have no control. Okay. Now, very interesting part of our program. When we talk about positive emotions and negative emotions, can you give me some examples of what are negative emotions? So anger, Kirti says, thank you very much. Guilt,
Anger, jealousy,
jealousy, hate, jealousy, yeah, right. Gunjan, thank you. Hate, frustration, sadness, anger, jealousy. Yes, Dr. Neha, you're right there. So let's see what I have. So anger, jealousy, sadness, right? Loneliness, guilt, fear, frustration, shame, regret, and so on. Now look at these emotions and tell me, are they really negative? In other words, are they unnecessary? So anger, frustration, fear, guilt, loneliness, shame, regret, sadness, jealousy, all these emotions, emptiness, are they really negative? Or in other words, do they serve some purpose or are they unnecessary? Sometimes it helps us to achieve.
100% you cannot say it is negative, depending upon the situation,
Right,
how you feel.
right. So sometimes it helps us to achieve our goals. Okay. What else? What do you think? Sometimes it's required. Okay. Supriya says. So if you look at these emotions, they are not actually negative, right? They serve some purpose. They are very important in our lives. How? So let's look at an example. So what is we fear, right? So what is the purpose of fear? How does it serve us? So for example, fear or shame. Okay.
No, fear of failure or shame of failure, if you have got, then you will work hard to come over whatever obstacle or whatever
Right.
the thing you have got
So,
in your
right. So
life.
probably when you have fear of failure, you will probably work harder, right? The second thing is that fear protects us, right? It stops us from, it prevents us from taking any decision which are really dangerous, right? It prevents us from taking any action which are really dangerous. Yeah, hazardous events. Dr. Neha, thank you very much. You're right there. So it doesn't. It it prevents us from doing something which is very dangerous. For example, because we fear, that is why when we cross the road, right, we take care. When the signal is green, then only we will walk. Otherwise, if that fear is not there, fear of death is not there, what will happen? Or getting injured is not there, what will happen? I will cross the street without any fear, and very likely, sooner or later, I will meet an accident. How does shame help us? What is the purpose of shame? So, what do you think? How does shame help us, protect us? Or you can choose any one of these emotions, or you can choose an emotion which is not there, and
And
tell me
shame
how.
also, if you are taking up any project, if you are not able to successful, you feel that it's a shame on your part, in maybe in the
Right.
organization,
So yeah.
your colleagues or bosses and other things. So you put
Right.
more effort for
Right.
completing that
Right.
project.
So shame, like Dr. Neha says, uh, avoids us, prevents us from behaving which is against the social norm. For example, right now I'm sitting in front of you wearing these clothes. If I had no shame, I would probably be sitting in front of you without any clothes, right? So shame is something which uh, stops us from behaving irrationally against the social norms. How does guilt help us?
Suddenly character
So how does guilt help us? What do you think? Or how does jealousy help us? Or what
guilt
is
will
it?
help us in preventing doing something wrong.
What does guilt? Yeah. So you do something wrong, you feel guilty about it, right? You feel guilty about it, then you will not do it again. If you don't feel guilt, you will keep on doing it again and again. So if you look at all these negative emotions, they all serve some purpose. They are important in our lives, like all the positive emotions. So negative emotions are equally important. They are necessary in our lives. Then why do we call them as negative emotions? Okay. So why do we call them as negative emotions? The problem is that negative emotions are important and essential for our survival. However, we tend to think 4 times more negative naturally than positive. So out of, if I'm going to have 10 thoughts in a minute, 8 are going to be negative and only 2 are going to be positive. So most of the time I'm going to end up thinking negative. Now, when I start thinking negative, because I tend to think negative 4 times more than positive, once I get into that mode of negative thinking, it's like a spiral or a well. It takes you deeper and deeper into negative state. More negative thinking will attract more negative. And it's like going downwards, going deeper into a well, becoming more and more negative. You cannot be positive all the time, because most of the time you think negative. So even if you feel happy, you are not going to be in a state of happiness for a very long time. However, the state of sadness, the state of being ashamed or guilty, it is going to stay for a very long time. Anxiety, depression, frustration can continue for a very long time. Also, when we talk about negative emotions like being sad or being jealous or being ashamed or being guilty, feeling loneliness. Now, if you start feeling guilty about things, you should not be, right? Though there are small things which we end up doing wrong. So it's okay. Humans are born to make mistakes. But if you start feeling guilty over small things and you really take it too much, then that is going to be a problem. If you are ashamed of small things where you should not actually worry about, you get into overthinking, then that there is a problem. If you are into too much of jealousy mode, then or you continue to regret something which you have done, and you continue to regret and regret and regret, and you're not able to leave it, then these negative emotions are going to be a problem. It is going to increase the negativity in you, take you deeper into a negative state, right? And what happens is very interesting, which I have experienced is when people get into negative thinking, most of the time they feel that they get into an hopeless and helpless situation. They feel that nobody can help them, right? So even if there are people around them, there are opportunities where they can get rid of this negative thinking. Very unlikely that they will come forward. In fact, very few actually come forward. When I announce these sessions, there are people who call me, they write emails also, and then message me also on WhatsApp that I need help. I tell them, come to the session, come to the session. And then I notice that most of the time people who are so kind of eager to come, writing mails and then message and so on, but they don't come to the session. Right? Uh, and there are, and it doesn't happen once, it happens over and over again. I must have met people 2 years before when I started these online sessions during COVID times. And even today, they have not come. And they continue to live with that problem. So even if they have that intention, they actually don't get into an action where they can actually dissipate or kind of remove that negative thinking or dissolve this negative thinking. I will give you another example. Suppose a person happens to eat an apple, right? It is infected by some chemical, toxic chemical, and you eat, and that person eats that apple. What will happen to that person? So, a person eats an apple. There is some toxic ingredient which has gone into that apple, maybe inside or on the apple, and the person has ate it without probably, even though he or she has washed it, the chemical has not gone away. Now, what will happen? So he will have more harm. So what will exactly happen? He will have stomach problems, right? So pain in the stomach, nauseating, and probably vomiting, and so on, fever, right? So all these indications will tell you that the person has ate something, food poisoning. So thank you very much. So the person has ate something and now it is creating a problem. Now imagine the person eats a toxic apple and body doesn't give all these signals. So the person doesn't feel like nauseating, doesn't vomit, have no stomach cramp, no body pain, no fever. What will happen? So I will repeat. The situation number two, where the person has ate a toxic apple and there are no indications. So there is no stomach pain, no vomiting, no nausea, feeling of nausea, no fever, nothing. What will happen? What do you think? You can use the chat box or you can unmute as well and tell me. So you can think about it for some seconds. I wonder where the toxic is gone. Yeah. So you are wondering where the toxic is gone. It is still in the body. So what will happen when the toxic is still in the body? So what?
Even if
What?
it is not, he is not able to feel anything, still that the damage into in the body will be happening.
Right. So now what will happen is that toxic, because it is there in the body, it will continue to damage the body, continue to damage the internal organs. Right. So this person, if he doesn't have those triggers, those indications that there is something wrong, the person has ate something wrong because of which he is going through physical problems, right? Unless those indications are not there that he has ate something toxic, he will never go to the doctor. He will never go to the doctor means that toxic chemicals will remain, continue to remain in the body and do more harm. Eventually, the person may even die because of some organ failure, right? Because so this vomiting, nausea, all fever, stomach cramp, all are indication that there is something wrong with the body. Similarly, when we have excess of negative emotions, excess of guilt, shame, fear, uh, jealousy, anxiety, depression, and so on, sadness, this means that there is something wrong in the way we are seeing things, or there is something wrong in the way we are living our life. So these are all indications that there is something wrong with our lives. Okay. Now, when we talk about, so we spoke about three things, right? One is we spoke about how our mind works, conscious mind, unconscious mind, how conscious mind is dependent on information on unconscious mind. The difference between a smartphone and our mind is that uh, if you don't want a photograph or a message, right, what you can do is you can simply delete it. Here, conscious mind cannot delete any information from the unconscious mind, right? So, once the information goes in the unconscious mind, it is going to stay there forever. The second was we spoke about positive and negative emotions and how negative emotions are important for us. And third, we understood how these negative emotions are an indication that there is something going wrong in our lives. Now, when we talk about extraordinary success, now, when I say extraordinary success, means success which is beyond our imagination. So, when I talk about my success and extraordinary success, it is like doing or achieving something which is beyond my imagination, right? Beyond what I can even think of. Okay. So when I have to achieve, when I achieve this extraordinary success, or want to achieve this extraordinary success, what is more important, logical thinking or imagination? So you can use the chat box or unmute and tell me what do you think is more important, imagination or logical thinking? So Dr. Neha says imagination. Thank you. What else? What do you think? What is more important? Is it imagination or is it logical thinking? combination of both, agreed combination of both, but what is more important? Imagination, Gunjan says. Now, why Pooja says logical thinking? So why do we say imagination is more important than logical thinking? So what do you think? Why imagination is more important than logical thinking? Because when we talk about extraordinary success, it starts from imagination towards logical thinking, right? So thank you, Dr. Neha. So imagination has no limits, right? So theoretically, imagination doesn't have any limits. But when we talk about practically, as human beings, right, our imagination has huge limitations. Right? Why it has limitations? Because when I start talking about extraordinary success, what will happen? My logical mind, what will it do? When I start thinking about extraordinary success, what will my logical mind do? Logical thinking will do. My logical thinking will start telling me why I cannot achieve this. This is too, this is too big. It is too good to be true. Right, right. For example, I will give you an example. Right. Uh, Suppose every day or every alternate day, right, to fill the fuel in your vehicle or car by which you are traveling to office every day, you go to a specific petrol pump, right? And while you go to that petrol pump every day or every alternate day, probably you meet a guy there who has been working now for a while, and is a young guy, probably going to college and then working also here as a petrol attendant. So now seeing this young boy working so hard, like, so you sometimes leave a tip for him. So one day, out of curiosity, you ask him what is he doing? So he tells you that he's studying in a college and so on, and doing this as a part-time job, right? So out of curiosity, you ask him, what do you want to become in your life, right? So he says that one day I want to have my own refinery where I would be able to manufacture this fuel, petrol, diesel, and all, and supply it to the petrol pumps. Then you come out of that petrol pump, you drive out of that petrol pump, and what would you be thinking about that boy? So what would you be thinking about what that boy said or about that boy? After listening to what he said, I will bless him with his dreams. Okay. What else? I will bless his dreams. Okay. What else? That is out of the box idea. I will imagine him in that state, owner of refinery. Okay. Somebody telling you something that he's going to do or want to do, uh, which looks like impossible. What will be your reaction? So thanks, Dr. Neha. She said that is out of the box idea. I will imagine him in that state, owner of refinery. Okay. What else? What will go into your mind? What would you be thinking about that boy? Might be hard for him, but not impossible. Okay, hard for him, not impossible. What do you think? A boy who is who doesn't have enough to pay for his college fees is coming as a petrol attendant. Is it really? Is it only hard? What do you think? So tell me what is so you must have seen people begging on the streets, right? So there is a couple, right? And their child is begging. They both are professional beggars. They have been begging for years. They have a child, and they keep their child on the footpath, and they are begging. The child is growing up. What will the child become? What do you think? Whatever he wants to be, really, the child can become whatever he wants to be. Most probably beggar. So the child is most likely to become a beggar. Of course, theoretically he can become anything, but he cannot become anything. He will not become anything. More likely he will become a beggar. Why? Because he starts thinking that this is what his life is, and this is what he should do. This is what his parents are doing. This is what he will also do. Right? Very unlikely that he will not become a beggar. Right? What I'm trying to tell you is that when we talk about imagination not having any boundaries, that is true theoretically that our imagination doesn't have any boundaries. But when we start thinking without any boundaries, the boundaries will automatically come because of our logical thinking. Most of the people who are successful in this world have been able to imagine first and then put that imagination into action. They don't start questioning their imagination or how probable, how possible is what they are dreaming. They don't put logical uh, thinking to that. Once they decide that this is what they want to do, then they start working towards it. When you came out of the petrol pump after having a chat with the petrol attendant, first thing that will come to your mind is that this guy is out of his head, out of his mind. What he was talking about was literally impossible, right? It is literally impossible. Similarly, when we talk about extraordinary dreams about ourselves, what happens? As soon as we start thinking, first is we will start evaluating it based on logic, whether it is possible or not possible, and then whether I have resources or whether I don't have resources, whether I have capability, whether I don't have capability, whether I am educated enough or I am not educated enough. So all these things will start coming to your mind, and in all the probability, uh, the impact or the power of your dream would have been already gone. People, I have when I have delivered training programs uh, uh, in the classes, especially for managers and leaders, I even at senior level, I have seen that their ability to imagine is very constrained, right? I was doing a session when I was talking about the power of imagination. So there was a manager, a very experienced one. He got up. So he started communicating with me in anger. So he started saying, तो हम कुछ भी इमेजिन करेंगे तो हो जाएगा क्या? मैं बोला हाँ हो जाएगा. तो बोला मैं इमेजिन करता हूँ कि मुझे 5 करोड़ रुपया चाहिए तो मिल जाएगा क्या? मैं बोला हाँ मिल जाएगा. फिर मैंने इसको एक क्वेश्चन पूछा रिटर्न, 5 करोड़ ही क्यों, 10 करोड़ क्यों नहीं, 15 करोड़ क्यों नहीं? So for him, the extraordinary success is 5 crore, right? So the limit, so the extent, limit ka limit, maximum he can think is 5 crore. Okay. The second thing is, okay, what will you do with this 5 crore? So now he didn't know what to say because he never thought about earning that 5 crore, right? So what happens is when we talk about imagination, imagination has huge powers, right? We have a ability to imagine. Other animals don't have that power of imagination. We can think beyond today, tomorrow, months and years also, right? So that is the power of human imagination. However, we don't use it completely because of our logical thinking. As soon as we start thinking about extraordinary success, we start applying logic to it. होना क्या चाहिए? We should have the power. We should allow our mind to dream beyond any boundaries, right? And once we know that this is where I want to reach, we can start working towards it. That is where you start applying logical thinking, how to convert that into reality. Like Dr. Stephen Covey says, very famous, mental creation precedes physical creation. Anything we do in this world, anything we make in this world, so first it starts with imagination, and then they start applying logic, means by which we can achieve it, right? Okay. So which is the biggest battleground in this world? Which is the biggest battleground in the world? Any idea?
Our mind.
So thank you. You're right there, Shiva Guru. So it is our mind. Human mind is the biggest battleground. Every second, every minute, every day, there is a constant fight, right? Between in our mind itself. It is confident versus self-doubt, whether I can do it, whether I cannot do it, logical thinking versus emotions, negative thinking, positive thinking, and so on. This goes on every second, every minute, right? It is like our life is like Google, right? If I start searching why I cannot do this, I will get n number of reasons why I will not be able to do this. If I start searching why I will be able to do it, I will start getting answers. Why I can do this or achieve this. For example, if I search now 10 benefits of having egg every day, what will I get? I will get 10 benefits of having egg every day. If I start writing, searching for harmful effects of having egg every day, you will also get information about how eating egg every day is harmful to our health. So it depends on what you search is what you are going to get. Similarly, in life, what you search is what you get. Now we know that our conscious mind is dependent on unconscious for information. Our unconscious mind, because our unconscious mind thinks 4 times negative, it stores information which is 4 times more negative, right? So one positive, four negative, right? Now we want to achieve this extraordinary success. Everybody wants to be successful in their lives, right? But as soon as I start using the power of imagination, what happens? My conscious mind starts interfering, telling me why this is not possible. And I have no control over it because it is an automatic process. As soon as I will start thinking, my conscious mind will say, this is impossible. This is something ridiculous. You will never be able to do it. Think about what will happen when you fail. All right. So all those analysis will start happening. All the negative analysis will stop happening. However, 96% of whatever we do is controlled by our unconscious mind. If my unconscious mind has accepted that idea, probably my whole system will start working towards it. And in all the probabilities, I may also achieve it also. I can achieve it as well. So how do I feed that dream, see that dream without any limitations, and put it in my unconscious so that my whole body, my whole system, my whole thinking starts working towards it 24 by 7. So what should I do? What can I do? What do you think? So what you can do is simply you can bypass the conscious mind, connect with the unconscious, and feed the information which you want to do. Remove negativity, change impossible into possible. Right. So when we talk about NLP life coach model, tomorrow from 1:30 to 5:30 we have this NLP life coach model. So you're free to join that session using the same link. So we will not change the link. Same link you can use to join the session, where we will discuss about the life coach model more in detail and how NLP can be used in that. So what we can do is remove negativity, increase positivity, and help the person achieve the subject, help achieve the subject, whatever he wants to achieve in his life. Now today, if you look at the modern world, the stress is the highest today, right? Plus the COVID has increased the uncertainty. So far we always used to say that the world is uncertain, but how uncertain is the world is what we came to know because of the COVID. If you look at all these channels, TV, social media, they all are designed, advertisements are designed in a way, right, to increase that negativity, right, that hits our negativity, right. There are products which are sold because if you are not using that product, makes you feel inferior. And if you are using that product, having that products make you feel positive, make you feel as if you have reached there, you are in a certain uh, group of people, elite people. If you look at our value system, it is deteriorating every day, right, deteriorating every day. uh, the kind of value system we had some 50 years, 70 years, 100 years before, our relationships are breaking down. Around 70, 80 years before, people used to live together, right? Families were joint families, children living together, right? So brothers and sisters of your father's children, children of your father, father's brother, of father's sister, were as good as your brothers, right? And you could share with them. I know people who were close to their cousins more than their actual brothers. Today we live in nuclear families, right? As and then it's becoming a material world. As the children grow, right, they start uh, the uh, the same brothers sisters start fighting for that wealth, for that property. The level of trust has gone down. This has increased negativity in human life many folds. I'm sorry. Okay. So what NLP can do? NLP can help you improve your self-awareness, I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute. So self-awareness, it is about changing perceptions, changing beliefs, right? Uh, Also changing our attitude towards positive. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. We will share the link with you, or you can type Sanjay B. Goel and you will find my YouTube channel. Or you also type Sanjay Goel NLP, you will still find my channel on Google. So you can see a lot of techniques, group and one-to-one, which I have done during the training program. Those techniques you can see will help us deal with that stress. When we talk about stress, right? Tell me what was your reason for stress? Probably 2 years before same day. So today is 21st May 2022. 21st May 2020 or 21st May 2019. What caused stress to you? Do you remember? So very unlikely we would remember what happened at that time, right? So stress is something which is because right now we are experiencing it. Like I said, that out of 80% of our thoughts are negative. Most of these negative thoughts are never going to happen. We are only going to worry. But whatever our worries are, we rarely come true. So we can help using NLP techniques deal with the stress, health issues, addictions, getting rid of past painful memories. Then psychosomatic diseases, like people experience pain in their different parts of body. Actually, when they go to the doctor, doctor says everything is fine. X-ray, sonography says everything is good, but the person experiences pain, continue to experience pain. So we can help him deal with that, right? Sleep disorders. I have people who come to me with sleep disorders. People who have not slept for 4 days, 5 days. They have damaged their eyes. They've tried everything, but they have not been able to sleep. We can help them deal with this. Help them remove those fears. Also, help them succeed. So help them find the purpose of their lives. Help them see the opportunities. So opportunities are there even today. Opportunities are there every day. You are not able to see the opportunities. I am not able to see the opportunities. So identify those opportunities. Identifying the solutions to the problems which we are facing, and achieve success in our lives by improving communication with self, communication with others, and communication with the environment or the nature or the divine powers, you can call. Attract health, wealth, happiness, and improve our relationships. Right. So if you can keep your videos on, right? If you are comfortably seated, you can keep your videos on. We will do a group technique. It will take around 15 minutes. So I will wait and see if you are able to keep videos on. Srinivas has kept his video on. Thank you very much. So Dr. Neha, thank you. Yeah, Shweta, thank you. So this will be good enough. We can do it. So others who are unable to keep their videos on, you can do it comfortably seated. Okay. Okay. So you can close your eyes. You can take your time, make yourself comfortable. Slowly close your eyes and bring your focus on your breath. You can take 3 deep breaths. As you take 3 deep breaths, you will notice your breath moving in rhythmic motion. Breath going in, lungs expanding, breath going out, lungs contracting. You can even feel the air around your nostrils. You can gently bring your attention on your feet and notice heightened sensation around your feet. You can take your time, be comfortably seated, gently and slowly bring your focus on your breath, and then when you have noticed rhythmic motion of your breath, you can slowly and steadily move your attention from your breath to your feet. You can gently move your attention from your feet on your hands and notice heightened sensation around your fingers. When you are noticing heightened sensation around your fingers and your legs, you can nod your head and let me know. Okay, thank you. You can now slowly and steadily move your attention on your shoulders and notice sooner or later your shoulders are becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. Sooner or later, you will start experiencing heaviness around your shoulders. When you have started experiencing heaviness around your shoulders, you can slightly nod your head and let me know. Thank you. You can now slowly and steadily move your attention around your throat and notice sooner or later your throat is getting dry. When you have noticed dryness in your throat, you can gulp and make it wet. You can gently move your attention from your throat on your eyes and notice sooner or later Your eyes are becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. Sooner or later, they will become so heavy that you will find it difficult, really difficult to open your eyes. When your eyes have become so heavy that you're finding it difficult to open, you can nod your head and let me know. Thank you. Now I'm going to count from 5 to 1 in reverse order. As I start counting from 5 to 1 in reverse order, you can go in deeper state of relaxation. 5, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. 4, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. 3, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. 2, deep, 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 further deep. 1, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Now I am going to count from 10 to 1 in reverse order, and you will go further in the deeper state of relaxation. When you are ready, you can nod your head and let me know. Thank you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can imagine or pretend to imagine that you are in a corridor and there is a door in front of you. You can open the door and go inside the room. As you go inside the room, you will notice lights of different colors are falling on your body. These different colors represent different positive emotions like joy, peace, happiness, self-confidence, self-worth, motivation. And as these lights fall on your body, each and every atom, each and every cell of your body is hungrily absorbing these positive energies, and you notice a surge of positive energies in your body. You can experience the positive energies increasing in you many folds. You notice me giving you all the positive energies, which is helping you absorb and increase positive energies in you many folds. See the Almighty God, the divine power you believe in, blessing you from the sky, and these blessings falling on your body, increasing positivity in you many folds. As you sit there, absorb all the positive energies, you will notice there is a canvas in front of you. All the past unpleasant memories, see them coming one by one on this canvas. See the divine blessings and the divine rain falling on this canvas, washing all those unpleasant images. See those unpleasant images being washed away by water, the water flowing on the canvas, all the images, the colors dissolving in the water and dripping from the canvas onto the ground, going into the ground and disappearing in the ground, going far away. See those images coming on the canvas one by one and being washed away by the rain, water. As the water falls and the images gets dissolved, the unpleasant images, you will notice the canvas is becoming whiter and whiter and whiter. Once all the images have been dissolved, you can start creating the life you always wanted to live on this canvas. So, the kind of life you want to live, so kind of success you want to achieve, whether as a professional or in job. See the kind of wealth you want to earn, money, car, house, bank balance. See the kind of relationships you want to make and maintain. Relationship with your loved ones, with your family members, with your friends, with your colleagues. See the kind of fame, the recognition you want to achieve, you want to gain. See the kind of life you always wanted to live. See yourself living that life. See yourself in the picture, living the life. See your own facial expressions, your body language, your smile, the shine on your face, the walk, the movement of a successful person. See your loved ones appreciating you for your success. See your friends and colleagues congratulating you on your success. Continue to create those beautiful images of your future, the kind of life you always wanted to live. Your unconscious will help you in creating these images. Once you have created these images, you can put these images in a golden frame. See them being blessed by the divine power. See these colors becoming brighter, bolder, and beautiful. Hang these beautiful pictures of your future in a beautiful part of your unconscious, where you will be able to see it before you go to sleep every day and morning as soon as you wake up. After you have kept these pictures in a beautiful part of your unconscious, you can request your unconscious to help you live the life you always wanted to live. Once you have done it, you can come out of the room. I am going to count now from 5 to 1. And as I start counting from 1 to 5, we will come out of the relaxation state to the normal state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 5 once again. And after I finish counting, you can slowly open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, integrate. 5, all bodies and personalities integrate with your physical body totally and completely right now. 5, you can now open your eyes. Take your time and comfortably open your eyes. You can take your time, and if you have gone through the process, you can share with me how you felt during the process. You can unmute or you can use the chat box. So thanks, Dr. Neha, for keeping your video on. We were able to go through the process. I hope the others were also able to go through the process. You can tell me how you felt in the process using the chat box, or you can unmute or tell me.
Sir, I would like to share my
Yeah,
experience.
please.
Uh, it was really, I must say, really effective. And what the word, the way you were saying, it was very easy for me to direct my mind in each and every step. And especially that part of imagining the future and directing your consciousness, and the light, the time when you said that enter the room and feel the light of the different colors, that
Right.
was also very much very different experience for me, and it was really very positive. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Neha, for being a part of it and doing it very well. Thank you. Anybody else would like to share how they experienced it? So again, a reminder that tomorrow we are having a NLP life coach session. So you are free to join using the same link. Sunday, it is going to be 4 hours starting from 1:30 to 5:30, where we are going to discuss about how NLP along with coaching and counseling uh, we will learn a model where you can combine coaching and counseling along with NLP techniques and use it in our profession. So we will learn the wider applications of NLP as well. So you are free to join between 1:30 and 5:30. So I will quickly share. Imagination was awesome. Improve our focus on things we desire. Shweta says, yeah, thank you. I don't know what went wrong with, I will tell you. So Srinivas had kept his video on. Probably he was holding his mobile. So if you are holding the mobile during the process, it is very difficult, because once you go in deeper state of relaxation, you will not be able to continue to hold to the camera. Okay. So what we are doing is there are two courses which we have. Very quickly, I will tell you. One is that transformation workshop, which we call it. It has three 1 hour sessions, right? Now, one of the small techniques you experienced. Generally, when we do this technique one to one, we take anything between 45 minutes to 1 hour. Take the subject really deep in the is relaxation state, and then give suggestions. So these three sessions will happen in this process. Uh, First, we will understand the challenges the participants are going through who have enrolled for the program, define the goals so that we know what the participants want to achieve. Everybody will definitely have their own goals, and then we will take them through three different techniques, 3+ different techniques in these 3 hours. So it will be a combination of some techniques every day, and these techniques will help us remove negativity, all the limiting beliefs which we have acquired over the period of time, all those thoughts in our mind which tells us that I will not be able to do this. All those negative emotions we will remove, increase positivity and motivation in you manifold, so that the entire system, entire body of yours start working towards the goal or the dream which you want to live in. Okay. And then during these three techniques, we will also do one manifestation technique where we will help you create the future, right? So the investment for this program is actually 15,000 rupees. We will do all these techniques on Zoom. and we will charge only 2,700 rupees for that, and the participant can pay it in two parts. So this is applicable for first 5 participants who want to enroll. Plus, apart from these 3 sessions, we will also do two one-to-one coaching and counseling sessions with all the participants who have enrolled. So the timing for this one-to-one sessions is something we decide on the WhatsApp group based on your availability, my availability. Will decide on the timings of these two one-to-one sessions. We will have separately with each participant along with 3 group sessions. Okay. Now, the second thing is that second is NLP life coach. I have already informed. We have a program, become a certified NLP practitioner. 5 Sundays, 30 hours complete course where we will learn 25 NLP techniques and 20 topics, step by step learning, where we will learn the techniques, some techniques today. We will have a week in between to practice this, go through the theory part which we have learned, and come back again next Sunday. We will learn how to work at deeper subconscious level. So I didn't spend much time now during today's activity because of the lack of time. However, during this one-to-one sessions and during this certification course, we will learn how to take a person in deeper state of relaxation. And this technique which we will learn will work for all. So far, I must have done more than 500 one-to-one counseling sessions. And so far, the success rate has been 100%. Every person who has come to me, I have been able to take that person into deeper subconscious state level of relaxation. We will also learn those secrets and also learn how to design and customize our own techniques. So it is not about the steps which I will give. You will be able to design your own techniques. You will learn how to make it work on everyone. Success rate 100%. You will also learn how to work on self, others, and in group also. This is an online course and completely practical. So whatever techniques we are going to learn during the program, we are going to practice it with each other. Communication model, manifestation, deeper effortless meditation, group techniques, all this we are going to learn. The recordings of the same are also there in YouTube. Also, after the course completion, we will also meet regularly for practice sessions so that we can practice these sessions with each other. We will learn deeper and wider applications of NLP. One thing I have realized is that there are many NLP practitioners. Many of them I come across. So they have this NLP certification course, master NLP practitioners. But when you ask them, when did you use this NLP technique last? Many of them don't even remember because they have learned the NLP techniques, but they don't know how to use it in their coaching, counseling, training sessions. So we will, along with, while we are doing this program, we will also learn the wider applications of NLP so that you can use it in your coaching, counseling, training sessions, and you're in any profession. We have doctors, lawyers also attending our programs. Last batch which I did, which got completed on 15th, we had psychiatrists also attending our program, right? And teach corporate employees like leaders, managers, trainers, facilitators, corporate employees, people who are into motivation, sports coaches, sales and marketing professionals, communication and influencing, then counselors, therapists, relationship coaches, mental health practitioners, entrepreneurs, self-employed, dietitians, uh, yoga practitioners, gym instructors, they all can attend this program, right? And you will also, when you learn these NLP techniques, you also learn hypnosis. So what I did in this process, in short, was first doing induction and then deepening, which is a part of hypnosis process. So we will learn how you do that. So you get handouts, you get recordings of all the techniques. Some of them are there on YouTube also, and practice sessions. So the investment for this is 28,500. Till 30th May, you have 50% discount and you can pay it in 3 parts. So 4750 you can pay now. 4750 you can pay when the course starts on 26th June, and then in July you can pay the third part. This is how you can pay it in 3 parts. You get 2 certificates. If you attend tomorrow's session, then you get NLP Life Coach certificate and NLP Practitioner certificate, right? So NLP Life Coach certificate will be given when you join for NLP Practitioner's course and complete at least 4 days of training, right? These are the techniques we are going to cover. These are the topics we are going to cover, right? First part will be theory. Then I will demonstrate after lunch break, 45 minutes lunch, and then we will practice it with each other. So 5 days you get opportunity to practice with each other. So that will increase your self-confidence. You will have questions while doing practices, and you can ask those questions, right? We create a WhatsApp group, and you will be there in that WhatsApp group lifelong, so that if you need any support anytime from me, I am there to help you, right? And then I spoke about leadership programs. We had designed a leadership program with 16 skills. These 16 skills were identified mandatory for all managers and leaders across levels, across industries. So we covered these 16 skills. I did 4 leadership programs, 90 minutes each on Zoom. If you have any requirement of personal effectiveness and leadership programs in your organization, you are free to share with me. We can do a 2-day program also with us, most of the major skills covered. So if you have any questions, you are free to ask. You can, if you like the program, you want to stay continue connected with us, you can join our WhatsApp group, right? You can also join our LinkedIn group. You can also follow me and send me a friend request on LinkedIn. You can also write a recommendation for us on LinkedIn so that we can reach more people. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can watch those techniques, NLP techniques, plus recordings of my leadership programs on YouTube. If you have any questions, you're free to ask. I will wait for next 30 seconds before I close the program. So we are already kind of 20-25 minutes beyond our duration. So thank you, Dr. Neha. I once again thank you for keeping your video on, because you kept your video on almost during the entire process. We were able to go through the process. So thank you, Dr. Neha. It was pleasure having you in the program. I look forward to your participation tomorrow as well, based on your availability, 1:30 to 5:30. So anyone has any questions regarding the process, NLP, you're free to ask. Thank you. So you can go and watch this live on YouTube. The same session, you will see how the facial expressions and body language of Dr. Neha changed as she went into deeper state of relaxation. So as the relaxation was happening, her body language, her facial expressions were changing. Dr. Neha can also watch her own video. So thank you very much for joining in. Have a wonderful time ahead. Looking forward to your participation tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Bye. Take care.